Most Excel users just use the filter button when filtering data, but that can be a bit tedious with a lot of mouse clicks, especially when there's multiple criteria. So let me show you a better alternative called the DSUM function with 5 real-world examples. Let's get into it. In our first and simplest scenario with one criteria, you can see over here we have the Excel file with a table, and you can download this Excel file for free in the video description to follow along. So let's suppose that we want to filter by iPhone 15s and we want the sum of the quantity column when that's matching. For this, to use the filter tool, we could go over to sort and filter and click on the filter button. You'll notice this creates this drop down. We want to go under product, and more specifically, we're just going to select the iPhone 15, press OK. Once it's filtered, we could just select this whole area, and you'll notice down below that it has the sum of 2892. That said, if we were to use the sum function, you'll notice that it doesn't give us the same answer. That's because it's also accounting for all of the different rows that have been hidden here. So because we've done this filter, we can only see the iPhone 15, but this sum function actually takes in all of the different rows, which isn't quite right. That's where the DSUM can come handy, so let me remove this filter. Down over here, we'll do equals the sum is the function we'll use, and the database is simply all of our data. That's simple enough, comma, the field is what we're looking to sum, so we're looking to sum the quantity. We can just select that from here, the header only, comma, and the criteria is gonna be the product and the iPhone 15. We want to select those two, so G7 to G8, close a parenthesis and hit enter. You can see it gets us the exact answer. That's the first example, but you might not be fully convinced about the DSUM function, and let me show you where it works even better, which is when there's multiple criteria. Over here, you can see that we now have not just the iPhone 15 that we want to filter by, but also the country of France and the quantity greater than 500. Doing filters like before might be a bit too tricky, but you might think, hey, how about using the SUMIFS function? And that's definitely an option, but it's gonna be much harder than this DSUM, which we'll see later. So we're summing all of the quantities, comma, and let's say the first criteria is that the products over here have to be equals to the iPhone 15, comma, then we move on to criteria range number 2, which is the country. So this country area down over here should be equals to the country of France, comma, and the third one is that the quantity, so this same quantity column has to be, and select that greater than 500, close a parenthesis and hit enter. So that's the answer we get, and now let's see if we can do it even more easily with the DSUM. So that's just gonna be the sum, hit the tab key there. Database, again, is just the whole table, comma. The field is simply the quantity, that's what we're looking to sum. And the criteria, we don't need to go one by one like the SUMIFS. We can just select all 3 criteria at once, and you'll notice we get the exact same answer, except it's a lot easier. And if for some reason we want to remove one of the criterias, we don't actually need to change much. So let's suppose we want to delete this area over here. You'll notice for the DSUM, all we need to do is just change this criteria range and bring it one back. Whereas for the SUMIFS, it's a bit trickier because we need to delete all of this very last area, so this one over here, as well as the final criteria like that to get the same answer. Hopefully you can start to see how the DSUM function is quite powerful, and now let's take a look at it with an OR condition. So over here you can see that we now not only have the same filter as before, but we also have some other ones which are down here. So whether it be in France or in Spain or in Belgium under these criteria amounts, then we want to be able to add the DSUM for them. So again, it's just going to be equals to the sum. The database is again just the entire table, comma. The field is we're looking to sum the quantity, so we'll select that. And as the criteria, before we were only selecting this first part, but now all we need to do is just make it a bit longer. We're gonna get the correct answer, but really the formula, even though we have a lot more criteria, it doesn't actually get any harder. If we were using the SUMIFS function or even the filter function, all of this will get a lot more complex and hard to read. At this point, you might be wondering, does the DSUM work with ranges? For example, within a 1 week period, what was the sum of quantity? Can we try calculate that range? Before we look at that, if you like my teaching style and you want to learn Excel specifically for the workplace, I'd recommend you check out our Excel for Business and Finance course. where we teach everything we know about Excel, and what makes this course different is that it's all applied to the real world. While we still cover theoretical lessons like formatting, formulas, and charts, we also offer case studies that simulate the type of work you might be assigned in your day-to-day, ranging from financial modeling to cleaning a dataset and presenting some visual insights. And if you get stuck along the way, you can easily ask us questions in the discussions forum. We also offer several other courses, including Power BI, Python, Finance and Valuation, and much more. So if you're interested in checking this out, head over to the link in the description below. Alright, back to the video. Now looking at filtering between ranges with the DSUM function, over here you can see that we have a start date of the 10th of February and an end date of the 15th of February. So if the product is the iPhone 15 and it's in France within this time period, then we want to include the sum of quantity. So we can use equals the sum again, hit the tab key, this is our entire database, and the field is a quantity again, and all we need to do now is select all of the different criteria, including the two dates. Close up parenthesis and hit enter. It's really that simple. In fact, if we take a look over here, it's really only matching this specific one, which is the 855. That said, let's suppose that we add a new row. I'm just gonna copy paste it down over here. Let me change the number to 1500. See what happens. You can see that because we're using a table here on the left hand side, you can do that simply by pressing Ctrl T. It's able to account for any additional row entries in this DSUM function. Before we take a look at some of the important limitations of the DSUM function, let's look at the sister functions, which are other database functions like DAVERAGE or DCOUNT. Over here you can see we have a similar table setup, and for the DAVERAGE is simply DAVERAGE, and you can guess roughly what it's gonna do. Within a certain set of filtered data, it's gonna find the average. So this is our data, comma, the field is gonna be the quantity that we're still looking at, but instead of the sum, we want the average. And finally, the criteria is all of this range over here. You can see that seems to be working correctly, and the DCOUNT works in a very similar way. So we're just gonna select the same area, comma, the field as a quantity, and we want all of these as the criteria. So we have a count of 2. What's awesome about these database functions is that they're all structured very similarly, so if you understand one, you're going to be able to understand the whole range. But it is important to mention some of the limitations, so let's take a look over here in Excel. The main one that I've noticed here in this table is that the headers, so this product and country for the filter headers, have to match the headers that we've got over here. Instead of product, let's call this a phone. You'll notice as soon as I do that, the DSUM is no longer working. The same thing goes over with the country. If I call it Europe and France in it, it no longer works because it can't find that relevant match. Similarly, if we change the structure here, so maybe I put the product on this side, the country over here, and then I've got the iPhone 15 here, and I've got the country of France. If we try to do the DSUM, let's see what happens. So equals DSUM, this is our whole database, comma, and we really have the same data, so let's see if it works. This is the quantity, and now for the criteria, we want to select it this way, close up parenthesis and hit enter. You'll notice that it doesn't work like that, so the actual filters have to be laid out horizontally. One final limitation that's worth mentioning is that it only works if your data is right next to each other. So in this DSUM over here, let me switch it up and bring it back to the top where it was working properly. If I were to change the iPhone 15 and France to one row lower, you'll notice that it now no longer works properly, as you can't really select these parts separately, you need to select them all at once. And right now, because it's getting this middle area that's empty, it's basically thinking you should filter by everything. That's an overview of the DSUM function, but one key database function we haven't covered is dget, which you can learn how to use with this video over here, or you can take our Excel course over here. Hit that like and that subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.